Hello, once again, Dr. Blake Myers here, founder of the Bridge System, naturopathic physician and author. And, over the last 10 plus years of clinical practice as a naturopathic physician, I have worked a lot with digestive health issues. And it's one of the areas that it's the reason I talk about it right away as one of the first things to consider in menopause, outside of hormones, is because, as I've talked about here and in my book, menopause is about a lot more than hormones, and the gut is one big place that takes a transition during menopause. And as the hormones are shifting, your gut is also shifting a lot as well. So, from a foundational perspective, gut dysfunction, alterations in the health of your digestive system can create symptoms in really any other place in your body. And it can also, over the long term, if it stays imbalanced in certain ways, can increase risk for certain types of diseases. So just to give you a few ideas of how the digestive system can create symptoms, some of the common symptoms, and then think about this with symptoms that you might be experiencing with perimenopause or menopause. So IBS-like symptoms, pain related to bowel movements, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, these sorts of things, maybe a new diagnosis of IBS. Okay, so digestive issues, okay, but also skin problems. Eczema is like a really common one, but really any kind of skin issue. Brain fog, fatigue, neuroinflammation that can contribute to anxiety and depression and alterations in mood, and about anything really in the mood area can be impacted by gut health. Just as a few examples, right? So any of those things, it doesn't mean that it's your gut contributing to it, but it might be. And in menopause, I would say there's a little bit higher likelihood that your gut is contributing to those symptoms, because what starts to happen is, I talk about sometimes the pre to post menopause, and then there's like this gap in the middle. That's kind of what the bridge system is about, right? It's like bridging that gap for a healthier experience through menopause, but then a healthier other side, in the post-menopausal phase. But from that perspective, if you got the pre-menopause side, you could say that your gut is in a sort of a homeostasis, a set point. The microbiome is is all of the organisms that live in your gut, and it's all of the byproducts they make. They have their own metabolism, and they make all kinds of different types of secondary metabolites, they're called, and things. But all of those organisms and all the things that they make and do, that's all, and all of their genes and everything, that's all the microbiome. And the microbiome has a major role in regulating your immune system and in regulating nutrient absorption, and also regulating the integrity of the barrier of your gut. So your gut, when you eat something, before it's absorbed, it's actually sort of technically outside your body, because inside the digestive tract, it's not in your body until it gets absorbed. Well, that barrier between things that are in the digestive tract, which is where all the bacteria and everything are, the food that you eat and it gets broken down, that's in the gut, called the lumen of the intestine. But then on the other side is where you have lymph, and you have immune system cells and blood vessels. And so that's inside your body. That barrier is supposed to be very selective. So alterations in the microbiome, in a negative way, we'll say, can impact that barrier integrity. And I could go on for hours on this, really, but I'll just say, when the barrier gets impacted, that's when a whole host of symptoms and other health conditions can start to ensue from that. So I'm giving you this background so that you can understand. One of the first things I like women to understand when they're going through menopause is that you really need to focus on the health of your gut and the health of your microbiome. Because what starts to happen in menopause during that transitional time is all of the microbiome starts to shift. You start to lose certain bacteria that were there presently. You start to gain more, certain bacteria start to grow more. And during this whole upheaval, even if it's not an unhealthy balance that's happening in the gut microbiome, it still will create symptoms a lot of times when things change. So you might start to have changes in bowel habits, or you might start to have bloating and discomfort of various sorts. And sometimes that'll calm down on its own, But it's really important to do your best to feed the healthy gut bacteria during this time, because what can happen is dysbiosis. And dysbiosis is just a word that means an imbalance in the gut microbiome. It's an imbalance in a microbial ecosystem. In this case, we're talking about the gut. But so if dysbiosis happens, as the hormonal system is changing in the body during menopause, and other body systems can impact the gut bacteria, and if that gets shifted in a way that is an imbalance and that doesn't go anywhere, then that's how you can kind of get set up for long-term gut issues, long-term health issues of other sorts. And it can just set you up for a really crappier menopausal experience, really, because the gut is connected to so many things. So focusing on the health of the microbiome is huge, and that's why it's one of the first things that I talk to women about, and it's one of the first things that I talk about in my book, The Bridge System. Thanks a lot for watching this video and being a part of this journey, and feel free to leave comments in the video if you have any thoughts on this or questions about anything. I'm happy to always make other videos to respond to questions or things that you might be wanting to know. All right, take care, and if you find this valuable, share our YouTube page, please, with somebody. Subscribe to it. Share the Bridge System guidebook. All right, take care.